want to read to you a list of the deeds, acts, statements that God made somewhere in the Bible. And I'll be glad to give a chapter and verse for any of these if anybody may doubt their validity. He does all of these. He creates evil. Evil comes from the Lord. He deceives. He tells people to lie. He makes false statements. He rewards liars. He orders men to become drunken. He rewards the fool and the transgressor. He delivers a man, in this case Job, into Satan's hands. He mingles a perverse spirit. He's not omnipotent, not all-powerful. He causes indecency. He spreads dung on people's faces. He orders stealing. He makes false prophecy. He changes his mind. He orders the taking of a harlot. He kills people. He orders the killing of people. He has a temper. He's often jealous. He's not omnipresent. He's not everywhere. He's not omniscient. Doesn't know all. Practices injustice. He plays favorites. He sanctions slavery. He degrades deformed people. He punishes bastards for being illegitimate. He punishes many for the acts of one. He punishes children for their father's sins. He punishes a man for following his orders. He punishes people for hearing his words. He supports human sacrifices. He orders cannibalism. He demands virgins as a part of war plunder. He orders gambling. He requires an unbetrothed virgin to marry her seducer. He orders horses to be hamstrung. He sanctions the violation of the enemy's women. He sanctions the beating of slaves to death. He requires a woman to marry her rapist. He teaches war. He orders the cooking of food with human feces. He killed the righteous and the wicked. He intentionally gave out bad laws. He excused the sins of adulterers and prostitutes. He excused the murderer and promised him protection. He killed a man and refused to impregnate his sister-in-law. He aided rather than punished a swindler. He doesn't see all. He's often indecisive. He discovers women's secret parts. He breaks up families. He orders the killing of women and children. He killed over 50,000 people because a couple of them looked into an ark. He gives unlimited eternal punishment for limited sins, and he violates his own laws, one of which is, thou shalt not kill. I know of nobody who killed more people in the Bible than God. In other words, it's a case of do as I say, not as I do. You imagine any being saying, yes, that's my book, that represents me, that's the way I am, especially a supposedly perfect being. To go even further, I can't think of very many good, honest, decent acts that God committed somewhere in the Old Testament, such that you want to go up, hug him around the neck, kiss him on the cheek, and say, good job, well done, I'm proud of you. The devil comes out of the Bible looking a lot better than God. In fact, you'd almost think the book was written by the devil about God. And for those Christians who peddle this book, I would say to them, what do you think God's going to do to you when he gets his chance? You presented that book as his book. You don't think he's going to take vengeance, to get even, square things up? Because there are 5 different ways, according to Scripture, that you can be saved. What are they? Well, if you read Jesus, it's works. It's what you do, your behavior. If you read Paul, works mean nothing. With him, it's faith. It's belief. And there's a major clash between Jesus and Paul, not only on this topic, but several others I could bring up. If you read another group of verses, and this is really a long group, it says it's all predestined. First 2 don't amount to anything anyway. It's already fixed. The day you're born, God's already determined where you're going. Predestination. A 4th group of verses say, oh, all those are incorrect. Actually, it's by grace or whim. God just simply looks down and picks people. I like you, I don't like you, you're going to make it, you won't. That type of situation. And if you read a 5th group of verses, you get an ideology, what's called universalism. Verses that say everybody is going to be saved. If you follow the book, you still won't know what to do.